Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the Dad in DPS, and we are back with another episode of Weekly Wasteland, a series where I basically talk about what's going on in Fallout 76 this week. Now, we've had a patch today, and we are going to have the Atomic Shop update, so I'll take a little bit of time to talk about each. Before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. So, first up, let's talk about the patch itself. Now, I'm not going to go through everything. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, and I will leave a link to this in the box down below just so that you guys can have a little peruse about it. But I'm going to instead go into the specifically important things that have been fixed. So first off is this exploit here. Now, this is an exploit that was, in a sense, showcased in a recent video of mine where, and again, I'll link that down below, where basically someone used a cabinet to spawn toxic goo. They were also using it to spawn things like Errol, the Queen, random NPCs like Preston, Garvey, all bunch of shenanigans. Either way, it's very good that this is out of the game because this was crashing servers and was potentially being used to essentially grief players as well. So this is a very good fix. I'm glad Bethesda jumped right on it. However, whether it is actually fixed will remain to be seen. Now, we've got a couple of different combat and VATS related changes. For example, apparently there was a bug that was causing melee VATS attacks while in third person to cause people to go into a black screen. I didn't experience it very often. Oh, I didn't experience it at all. I've not dealt with stuff like that. So I'm glad it's fixed because I didn't want to see it was coming and see anything like that happening. But yeah, it's not in the game anymore, hopefully. Then we've got some general enemy ones where apparently dogs and wolves and some other enemies were being unresponsive and or not attacking the player, which is always a good fix. We have relaxed building restrictions in Fallout Worlds that are allowing you a bit more freedom about intersecting objects and sticking stuff together. So again, that is a very good one. We have the Thorn Armor, which apparently has been fixed to not stack anymore, and they have upped the bleed damage to 5 times of its previous amount as, you know, recompense for that. That's going to piss a lot of people off that have farmed that Thorn Armor just for the stacking bleed stuff, but that is what it is. If it's not meant to work that way, it's not meant to work that way. Now, one that is, well, actually, there's a couple of exploits here about weapon damage doing more than it should, and magazines. So that's been patched out. Exploits, always happy to see that they are getting removed, and if you are one of the people that use those exploits, well, stop it. Just stop it. Bad boy. Then we've got a bunch of like VATS melee, automatic weapons not progressing the critical bar properly, which is a good thing when the auto axe comes in with the pit update. Apparently launchers were not taking explosive condition damage, so they're no longer unbreakable. Didn't know they were. So yeah, that's I suppose good as well. This one interests me the most out of these ones. Alien Blaster and Disintegrator Projectiles now correctly impact objects and terrain. Now that makes me wonder if they've done something to the damage as well, and if they're going to work properly. The amount of times they fix something and break something else. So I'm going to need to test them out and see if they're working as usual. Then we have your typical performance stability ones, NPC allies not doing something they're meant to be doing, sound ones. And then the last important thing as far as I'm concerned, and I briefly read all of these, but this is the one that's more important to a lot of people. The Dr. Zorbo themes, poses from Season 7 are back in game, so you're going to be able to use them again. Cue the picture of the... and yeah, a lot of people are going to be happy about that. Photo mode poses are a big fan favourite of a lot of people on Twitter that do a lot of basically digital photography for Fallout 76. Either way, that's the brief of that. I'll leave a link down below on the rest of it. Let's get on to the Atomic Shop. So, the Atomic Shop. So first off, we're going to start off with the Summer Atom Bundle bonus, which is actually the pint-size slasher costume from Fallout 3, if you have played that, which you probably have if you're doing this. So that's something interesting if you're buying atoms. Probably not going to get it myself, but it exists and is there. Now, if we go into the actual Atomic Shop, we'll go to the free item first. It is... Just why? And then the main, or rather, the only real new thing we've got is the Farm Life Bundle. Now that has and I'll go to the last stuff first because the last stuff is not new. These 2 chairs, which are from an old set. I don't know why they're both here. You also have this turkey that you can get. Then one of the more interesting items, the outdoor shower, which I think is a very rustic looking camp item, along with the worm farm. So these 2 are probably the most interesting thing that's on the Atomic Shop today, and I'm quite happy. I might pick these up if I get the chance, but we'll see what happens. And then the last thing is the red barn, which is very similar to one of the actual sets already in game. So yeah, not that really exciting. I honestly would have preferred if they made it pristine looking rather than rustic looking, because we already have what is essentially this set physically in game, unless I'm completely losing my mind, but I'm fairly certain we do. So yeah, I don't know if the bundle's worth it. I suppose if you're so whatever price it would be normally, I don't think it is. The only 2 items I want is that. Yeah. Anyway, next up we have a bunch of other rustic things. We've got weapon wall racks and the wooden inlay paint. So the weapon wall racks look like this. They're very funky. I have them already, which is why I know they're funky. And the wooden inlay paint for the lever action is relatively interesting as well, and I'll probably try and pick that up at some point. I actually am quite a big fan of that one. Then we have the grain silo. It's all very farm themed this week. And as you can see, it's just an aesthetic choice. There's nothing special about it. It's very, niche. Then we've got our power armor displays from last week. Our greatest hits, the Around Appalachia bundle is back, and that involves like the Hunting Lodge table, the leather sofa, and a bunch of other kind of West Virginia stuff. Like the fireplace and that. I quite like this bundle. I have quite a few things from it already that I'm sure I got in other bundles. So it seems to be bundles that are other bundles today. It's a really strange set of items. Either way, this one's back for you to go into. And then there's our Get Off My Lawn bundle, which is mainly a bunch of signs, but also has like this tactical armor. We have the Sheepsquatch plushie, the Devi Bolt girl head as well as here, and then we've got all these kind of signs that you can see, as well as this camera paint. I don't know if anybody uses camera paint, to be honest. I don't know why it's not having the Devi Bolt girl head show up here. I think there'd be a picture so you can see. Either way, it's like a Vault girl with horns. Then we've got our Deathclaw topiary and a bunch of other kind of floral arrangements here. I've got most of them because, quite frankly, they're relatively good things. Then we've got, this is the last week of all our power armor stuff, so if you are interested in that, make sure to snap up. And our special offers, we've got the Alpine Horn and the Vault Tech paint for the Flamethrower, or the Flamer, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, there's not really much new this week. The way they kind of put it up in the announcements, it made it as if they were adding a bunch of items. Maybe they have added a bunch of items into game, and they will be coming in subsequent weeks, but at the moment it's pretty bland. I mean, only realistically a couple of things that I'm interested in. But yeah, it's all down to you guys, what you prefer and what you'd rather have. So yeah, that's it.